What is up? The Steelers take a loss yesterday to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a devastating loss because there were moments that the Steelers could have took control of this football game. There were moments they were clawing themselves back in and they shot themselves in the foot. There were moments that they were looking to take control of this football game and the referees shot them in the foot. However, there's so many factors at play here, and you can't blame just one thing because the Steelers did have their opportunities. And if you're a Steelers fan, that has to be a plus for you because we do see the glimpses, the flashes, and know that this team can put it together. It's just when and if they can get it done. The Steelers now find themselves in a log jam in the AFC North. 3 teams sitting 4-3. The Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. Looking up at the Baltimore Ravens, who now sit at 6-2, really taking control of this division. The Steelers do, however, have that win against the Baltimore Ravens in Week 5, and the Steelers can get it done. It's just if and when, guys. Welcome to Mic Drop Sports. I'm Jason. I'm your host. Thanks for stopping through. If you're a new subscriber, I appreciate it. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, to make sure you do before you leave. Let's dive into that game yesterday, the Jags-Steelers. And like I said, the Steelers really lost to a far better football team. A team that's actually got things going and really understands what their identity is and understands what they need to do in order to get out of stadiums with a win. They know how to really play together, and that's something that the Steelers haven't yet mastered. The Steelers defense, I felt like, looked really good at times and really was bailing the offense out a lot, getting them the football back, holding the Jaguars to 3 points. And there's not much more you can ask for the defense. However, late in the game, once the defense was out on that field so much, the Steelers' defense started to falter a little bit, giving up that touchdown to ETN on that wheel route, putting them down 17-10, and then they let that field goal up another drive, and it just started snowballing, and the game just became so frustrating, at least for me as a fan, and I'm sure it became frustrating for you as a fan, because we see the glimpses. We see that this team can do it, and I think that that's the most frustrating thing. When you see a defense out there that's causing turnovers, making plays, and no defense is going to be perfect in the NFL. The Steelers' defense is playing is about as good as you can get, and there are holes in that defense, and we will talk about some of them. But the Steelers are playing really well on defense at most of the time, and the Steelers' offense is just not able to capitalize. At least a lot of the time they're not able to capitalize. Maybe toward the end of the game when Kenny Comeback comes in the fourth quarter and gets things moving. However, Kenny Comeback was hurt yesterday at the end of the first half, and that is going to prove to be big for the Pittsburgh Steelers because Mitchell Trubisky just seems to be inconsistent at best, and he's going to be that backup type quarterback for the rest of his career in the NFL. He's officially been deemed non-starting material, at least from what I've seen, and I've seen him he's been in this league. I've seen him play, and I've seen him do it now for several years, and he's just not that type of guy. And the Steelers know that. That's why Kenny Pickett is starting. And we're going to see Kenny Pickett's availability. You know, Mike Tomlin won't play him if he doesn't practice, and you're going to have to go with Mitchell Trubisky. But if you're going to play Mitchell Trubisky, you're going to have to let him just throw the football around. You're not going to handcuff him in any way. Don't restrict him to some sort of vanilla game plan. Just allow him to play free, and I think that would give you your best shot to win against the Tennessee Titans, whom they play Thursday, where they have a rookie quarterback coming in Will Levis that threw 4 touchdown passes against the Atlanta Falcons yesterday. And I want you guys to go back in this channel and find the video that I did on Will Levis when the draft was coming out. I said to everybody that I thought that he was going to be the best quarterback to come out of this draft. Now, I'm not saying I'm right yet, but I'm just saying. Go back and watch the video and you'll see. But anyway, Will Levis, good game yesterday. Can he do it against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a far superior pass rush than the Atlanta Falcons? Can Will Levis do it against a defense like the Steelers to where they're going to harass him and they're going to cause him problems? we'll see on Thursday night. And like I'm talking about here, this is a quick turnaround for your Pittsburgh Steelers. And yesterday's game, they got beat down, and they looked like they really got whooped. Minkah Fitzpatrick falls to injury. That's a huge loss for the Steelers, considering the safety play after his departure from the game was very subpar. KZ allowing up that touchdown because that was a miscommunication between Porter and KZ. Porter played up and stayed in his zone because he thought he was just releasing that guy to KZ, and he thought he had help in the back, and KZ actually took a bad angle on it, and you can just see it. That's exactly what happened whenever you watch the replay of that play. It was just miscommunication, and that comes with time. Young football teams have to be able to gel and have to be able to find their identities and figure out what to do and what their cohorts are doing. At least the corner, safety, they have to find that good working relationship. And when your quarterback in the back end is missing, things become quite tough. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers, like I said, did have their chances. Defensively, they caused some turnovers. They were able to make some plays, but they weren't able to be totally consistent all the time and just shut them down, and that's what they had to do considering the Steelers' offense is horrible. It's just horrible. And the Steelers have to start letting their guys play free. We just said that about Mitchell Trubisky. The same goes and same rings true for Kenny Pickett in that offense. They have to let Kenny start playing free. And those scripted plays at the beginning of the game, those first 15, 20 plays that they script every game, looked bad. The one exception was that Deontay Johnson drop that could have been 7. That was a good play. But when 19 out of 20 are bad, it's just really not doing anything for your offense. And the Pittsburgh Steelers just have to start letting their quarterbacks play free and really allow them to get their confidence and get comfortable. And the offensive line needs to be a little bit more free also, so they can get out of this rigid nature that they're playing. It's so weird to watch them play. They look so stiff. They don't look like they're really comfortable with what they're doing, and I think that that's a big problem because this offensive line lets up a lot of pressure through the middle. And then you had Mason Cole yesterday. When the game is on the line in the fourth quarter and you're trying to come back, throwing snaps into the dirt. You're a professional, Mason Cole. You can't do that. That's why I continue to lobby for James Daniels to be inserted in that center role and get Mason Cole up out of there. I keep saying to move Dan Moore to the right tackle and get Broderick Jones in the game and try to find a different combination for this offensive line and try to find something that works, because right now it's not working, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have a constant flow of pressure to their quarterbacks, and it's starting to take its toll now that we're headed into week 9, as the Pittsburgh Steelers do have an injured quarterback in Kenny Pickett, who's been hit so many times. It's becoming obnoxious how many times he's been hit. Mitchell Trubisky yesterday getting leveled 90% of the times he's back there. Just really, really, really tough for the quarterbacks to ever get comfortable, get through their progressions. And it all starts, guys, in the trenches. And everybody tells you that, and it is true. It is very true that the game starts in the trenches. And if you don't win that battle, you're going to be in trouble. The run game yesterday we knew wasn't going to be able to be stellar. However, they were committed to it sometimes, and they were trying to get it going. And it shows by the yards. And we'll put up the stats right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers, we'll put that up on the screen, the final stats for the game, yards and all that stuff for you guys to look at. However, you can see that the Jacksonville Jaguars totally dominated this area. And they just really were the better football team, and there's not much more you can say. And I think right now, as Steeler fans, we need to just wipe this loss out of our heads and just forget it. So let's just not even talk about it anymore, because there's such a short week. And the Steelers are now facing that Tennessee Titans team that's kind of scary now, if you ask me. Now that they have DeAndre Hopkins and Will Levis going, there's that layer. You have Derrick Henry, who's going to be there to support Will Levis in the run game, and he's going to gain yards. He's going to get his. However, I did think that the Steelers linebackers played really well yesterday, so hopefully they're able to come down and play some heavy run support for that Steelers defense and keep things bottled up with Derrick Henry and force Will Levis into standing in that pocket and making some big-time throws. And that may allow those pass rushers in TJ Watt, Herbig, Golden, Highsmith to really hit home, and hopefully they'll have a big game. We'll see what the status of a Minka Fitzpatrick is. Is the safeties going to have real trouble on Thursday night? There's so many questions that we're going to have to get answered from now until then in terms of injuries and see who's playing, who's not playing. And then we'll really break this game down on Tuesday, Wednesday. And we'll do our live events also for the game. We're going to try and maybe do one before and after the game on Thursday night. We'll see how that goes. It's probably just going to be one after. But so many exciting things here happening for the channel. We're trying to add content layers with the live shows, with more episodes on the channel. We've had some technical difficulties this week, as I got, like I said, in a couple other episodes. I got a different phone, trying different mics, so we're trying to do different things here. And as we move forward, things should just keep getting better. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys stopping through. I appreciate you guys watching, supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. So thanks for watching. We're going to just continue to wipe this loss from the Jaguars out of our head. The Steelers are still keeping pace in the division because it's all log jammed up there. They still have a chance. They're not far behind right now. And they did beat the Baltimore Ravens once. So the Steelers are more in the driver's seat than anybody in those second place teams because they hold the tiebreaker against at least two teams. And the Steelers really have to get things going here and really start to get some wins. Start to dogpile on some wins here. Start to stack some wins. You're going to face the Titans. You're going to face the Packers. And then you're going to play the Ohio teams. So if you're the Steelers, you need to at least grab 2-3 wins out of these next 4 games and really not try to get too far behind in this division. All right, guys, let's stop here. Let's just quit talking about that Jacksonville game. That's gone. It's wiped out. No more. We're done with it. No more. No more Jacksonville game. They got beat by a better team. End of it. So tomorrow, we're going to focus just on the Tennessee Titans and really hammer down what the Steelers need to do, their keys to victory, and hopefully by then we're going to try to figure out who's playing and who's not. So until next time, guys, peace.